If you served in the military during a wartime period, or you're the surviving spouse of someone who did, there is a tax-free benefit that can pay you up to roughly $1,800 a month. And most of the people who qualify for it have never even heard its name. This is not disability compensation. This is not your regular pension. It's a separate, enhanced benefit that the VA does not advertise, does not automatically enroll you in, and will not come knocking on your door to offer. Here's the part that should make you sit up. Hundreds of thousands of veterans and their widows are eligible for this money right now. This year. And they're missing it for one reason only: nobody ever told them it exists. Stay with me, because I'm going to show you exactly what this benefit is. Who qualifies? The income and asset rules that most people get completely wrong. The one mistake that gets applications denied. And a brand new law moving through Congress in 2026 that could add hundreds of dollars more on top. And before we go further, there's a little-known trick involving your medical expenses that can take someone who thinks they earn too much to qualify and turn them into someone who gets the full benefit. Most people never learn it. And it's the single difference between a denial letter and an $1,800 check every month. I'll show you exactly how it works in just a few minutes. What this benefit actually is. Let me tell you its real name, because you'll need it to ask for it. It's called aid and attendance. Aid and attendance is an enhanced pension, an extra monthly payment added on top of the basic VA pension for wartime veterans and their surviving spouses who need help with the activities of daily living. Things like bathing, dressing, eating, getting around the house, or who need regular supervision because of memory loss or cognitive decline. It is completely tax-free. It never has to be paid back. And here's what most people don't realize: you do not have to be in a nursing home to receive it. The money can be used for in-home care, and that care can be provided by a family member. A son, a daughter, even a spouse can be the paid caregiver, and the benefit still pays. It can also be used for assisted living, adult daycare, or a skilled nursing facility. You choose the setting. Here are the 2026 numbers, and they are significant. A single veteran who qualifies can receive a maximum of around $1,730 a month. A veteran with a spouse can receive up to roughly $2,700 a month. And a surviving spouse of a veteran can receive over $1,100 a month, with higher amounts in many situations. For most qualifying seniors, this lands right around that $1,800 a month range, and for married veterans, well above it. But here's the question almost everyone asks next: I probably make too much to qualify, and that single assumption is the reason most eligible seniors never even apply. Let me show you why it's usually wrong. Why I make too much is almost always wrong. This is the biggest myth standing between seniors and this benefit. They hear it's needs-based. They look at their Social Security check. They assume they earn too much, and they never even try. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in earned benefits go unclaimed every year because of that one assumption. Here's how it actually works. The VA sets a maximum annual pension rate, think of it as a ceiling. Then they look at your countable income. Your benefit is the difference between that ceiling and your countable income, divided by 12. So on the surface, it sounds like a lot of people would earn too much to get anything. But here's the key that changes everything, and this is the trick I promised you at the start. The VA lets you subtract your unreimbursed medical expenses from your income before they run that calculation. And for a senior who's paying for care, Those expenses are enormous. The cost of in-home care, assisted living fees, prescription drugs, health insurance premiums, including your Medicare premium, hearing aids, dentures, wheelchairs, incontinence supplies. All of it comes off your income before the VA decides what you qualify for. Let me give you a real example of how powerful this is, because the numbers are striking. Imagine a married veteran with $20,000 a year in income who pays $3,500 a month for assisted living. That's $42,000 a year in care costs. When you subtract those medical expenses, their countable income doesn't just go down, it drops all the way to zero. And when countable income hits zero, they receive the full maximum benefit, which for that veteran is over $34,000 a year, or nearly $2,900 a month. So a person who looked far too wealthy on paper because they had a perfectly normal retirement income qualifies for the maximum, because their care costs wiped out their countable income. This is the single most misunderstood part of the entire program, and it's why working through the math carefully, or with help, matters so much. Now let me walk you through the exact eligibility rules, because there are 4 boxes you need to check, and the rules for surviving spouses surprise almost everyone. The 4 eligibility requirements. To qualify for aid and attendance, you generally need to meet 4 conditions. 1. Service. The veteran must have served at least 90 days of active duty, with at least one of those days during a recognized wartime period. World War II, Korea, Vietnam, the Gulf War, and others all count. And this is important. You do not need to have seen combat. You do not need a service-connected injury. You simply needed to be in uniform during a wartime window. 2. Discharge. The veteran needs a discharge that was anything other than dishonorable. 3. The care need. You must need help with daily activities, bathing, dressing, eating, managing medication, getting around, or have a doctor document a qualifying medical or cognitive condition, such as dementia. 4. The financial test. Your net worth must be below the 2026 limit, which is $163,699. And here's a crucial detail most people get wrong. That limit does not count your primary home, and it does not count your vehicle. So owning your house does not disqualify you. Now here's what surprises people the most. Surviving spouses qualify too. If you were married to a wartime veteran and you have not remarried, you may be eligible even if your spouse passed away many years ago. There's no requirement that you were married during their service. You only needed to be married for at least 1 year before their death. And you must not have remarried, though remarriage after age 57 is allowed. Think about that. A widow in her 80s, whose husband served in Korea 70 years ago, could be owed this benefit today and have absolutely no idea it exists. That describes a huge number of people watching this right now. And there's a brand new development in 2026 that could make this benefit even bigger. Let me tell you what's happening in Congress as we speak. Asterisk asterisk the 2026 law that could add hundreds more dot asterisk asterisk. Here's something most veterans haven't heard yet, and it matters for your timing. In May of 2026, the House of Representatives passed a bill, H.R. 6047, that would add an additional $833 a month on top of the aid and attendance benefit for qualifying veterans. If it becomes law, that would push the potential monthly benefit well past $2,500 for many recipients. It is not final yet, it still has to pass the Senate and be signed. But it tells you the clear direction things are moving. And it's one more reason that, if you might qualify, you want your application in the system now, not later. And here's why now matters so much. The VA often sets your effective date based on when you first filed. The sooner your claim is in, the more you may ultimately receive, and if a benefit increase like this passes while your claim is active, you're positioned to receive it. Waiting doesn't just delay your money. It can permanently cost you the months you could have been collecting. So how do you actually apply? And how do you avoid the mistakes that get good applications denied? Here's your step-by-step plan. Your step-by-step application plan. Follow these in order. Step 1. Gather the Veteran's Military Discharge Document, the DD-214. This proves the wartime service requirement. If you don't have it, you can request a copy from the National Archives. Surviving spouses will also need the marriage certificate and the veteran's death certificate. Step 2. Get a doctor's statement documenting the care need. This is the piece that most denied applications get wrong. The VA needs clear medical evidence that you need help with daily activities or have a qualifying cognitive condition. Vague, thin paperwork gets rejected. A detailed, specific statement from your physician is what gets claims approved. Step 3. Document every single medical and care expense. This is where the benefit is won or lost. Itemize your in-home care costs, your assisted living fees, your insurance premiums, your prescriptions, everything. Remember, those expenses are exactly what reduce your countable income and unlock the full benefit. Sloppy documentation here is the number one reason people receive a smaller benefit than they're entitled to. Step 4. File your claim with the VA. You can apply online at VA.gov, by mail, or in person at a VA regional office. Step 5, and this one is critical and free. Do not pay a private company a percentage of your benefit to file this for you. There are VA-accredited representatives, county veterans service officers, and major organizations like the American Legion, the VFW, and the DAV who will help you prepare and file this claim completely free of charge. Anyone demanding a large upfront fee or a cut of your monthly benefit to unlock this for you should be treated as a red flag. And there's one more warning you absolutely need to hear before you move any money, because getting this wrong can lock you out of the benefit for years. The mistake that can cost you years. Here's the trap that catches well-meaning families. The VA has a 3-year look-back period on asset transfers. That means if you give away money or property or sell it for less than it's worth within 3 years of applying, in an attempt to lower your net worth and qualify, the VA can impose a penalty period of up to 5 years during which you receive nothing at all. So if a friend or even a well-meaning advisor tells you to just give your savings to your kids so you'll qualify, stop. Done the wrong way, that move can disqualify you for years. If your net worth is anywhere near the limit, talk to a VA-accredited attorney or a free veterans service officer before you transfer a single dollar. There are legitimate, completely legal ways to structure your finances, but you have to do it correctly. And the timing matters enormously. Before we wrap up, let me clear up the 2 questions I get asked most about this benefit, because the answers surprise people. Two quick answers that change everything. First question, can I get this if I'm already receiving VA disability or a regular VA pension? Aid and attendance is an add-on to a VA pension, and it works alongside other benefits in specific ways. If you already receive a VA pension, aid and attendance increases it. If you receive disability compensation, there's a related enhanced benefit. The point is, don't assume that because you already get something from the VA, you can't get more. Ask specifically about aid and attendance by name. Second question, can the money really be used to pay a family member who takes care of me? Yes. You do not need a licensed agency. A spouse, an adult child, a friend, or a professional caregiver can all provide the care, and the benefit can help compensate them. For many families, this means a daughter who's already caring for her father can finally be paid for the work she's doing out of a benefit he earned decades ago. Here's the bottom line. This is not charity. This is not a handout. This is a benefit that was earned through service during wartime, decades ago, by people who never asked for anything in return. And right now, hundreds of thousands of those veterans and their widows are going without an income they are fully entitled to, simply because a benefit they earned was never once explained to them. If you served during a wartime period, or you're the surviving spouse of someone who did, and you need help with daily living, find out if you qualify for aid and attendance. Contact a Free County Veterans Service Officer, the VFW, the American Legion, or the DAV this week. The help is free. The benefit is tax-free, and the money could be over $1,800 a month for the rest of your life. And if you have a parent, a grandparent, a neighbor, or a friend who is a veteran or a veteran's widow, send this to them right now. Most of the people missing this benefit are missing it for one reason and one reason only: nobody ever told them. Today, you get to be the person who finally does.